Welcome to Home with Simone. My name is Simone, and as always, a huge thank you to each and every single one of you that continuously supports my channel. Today, we're going to be doing some birthday prep. We're starting off with these lucite tiered trays that my mom gifted to me a while back. And I have to say, this is the first time using them, and I am so impressed with the quality. First of all, the packaging was good. It comes with only what it needs. I love the way each individual piece of lucite was wrapped in its own little plastic. And this particular one has like the little bubbles on the inside. So it's solid except for where the screw goes. And it is beautiful. You can feel the quality. And I really like that there's some weight to it, because I'm always, when it comes to these sorts of things, I'm always a little bit skeptical that it might end up being, top heavy, or if you try to move it, the tray will burst apart and then you end up losing half of what you have on it. But this one in particular, guys, I'm so sorry. My windows are open. But anyways, this one in particular, I really liked. I like the weight of it, and I also like the shape of it. The squares are really nice because you can turn them on an angle and make them into diamonds if you choose to do that. The next one was hollow. The inner pieces are hollow, which is nice because then that gives you the ability to add different things inside of that little cone. You can add flowers or beads or whatever it is that you want to spruce up your tiers. And then this was just snap it on. And that was it. So not as secure as the first one, but I would say where it comes to quality, they're pretty much on the same level. And this one the circular one came with a little dust cloth to wipe it down. So this is what they look like fully built. Now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of my decor. This was a battle. All my balloons came from TEMU. I stuck them on these little poles and then I put them on the wall. My happy birthday sign, these big balls were supposed to be on the side of it. They kept falling, so I just put them over the tank. And then my 4 pops, I just put 4 balloons and a 2 to make it 42, but I have to switch it because it looks like 24. And then over here, this is the whole entire inspiration. It's all the bowls on the balloons. I love how they look. I was going to keep going around the bookshelf, but they kept falling and I was running short on time. And then I added this little glass Lazy Susan, and there's my birthday cake decor. So keeping it really simple this year. I love the way that everything looks. This corner in particular was my favorite. I was going to go back and add some bows to the happy birthday, but I ran out of time. Anyways, again, here are the lucite tiered shelving, I guess. I don't know what to call them. Tiered trays on the dining room table, just so you can see the size. I just wanted to show you guys because I know on the bar it looks a little bit different, but it's a good size and again, great quality. Now let's jump into the kitchen. I wanted to keep the food really simple and easy and just do comfort foods. Pizza is one of my favorites. I do like garlic bread. I decided to do a fusion of both and just do garlic bread pizza. This is really easy. My son loved it, so did my brother. Simple, guys. Pick up your favorite brand of garlic bread, or you could make your own at home. And then you're going to grab whatever toppings you want to put. I like chicken, and my son likes pepperoni. I was going to add some other stuff, but I wasn't sure how it would taste with the garlic because I also like pineapples and stuff on mine. So I think next time I do this, I will probably add it. But for now, I was playing it safe. I kept them frozen because I did not want the bread to get soggy. And then halfway through, I realized I was out of my pasta sauce, my pizza sauce. So Classico has a really nice pizza sauce. I went and I got that. If you don't have pizza sauce and you have pasta sauce, you can still use it. It tastes just as good. I put everything on top of the bits of bread. I try to make it as neat as possible to prevent any burning. And I try to make it as thick without overflowing the bread, because once this gets going, it's going to get a bit soft. So I didn't want it to be soggy. And then we just added some cheese. I did 2 kinds of cheese. So I had the marble cheese, and then I grabbed the mozzarella lactose free by accident, so I made a couple of those. Wasn't too sure if my son would even notice the difference. And then I put pepperoni in all of these. I don't eat pork, but my son and my brother do, so I wanted to make sure there was something for everybody. After washing my hands, I grabbed the mozzarella and I put that on the pizzas that I would be eating. And well, everybody ate these ones, but I don't eat the pork, so I made a little bit more of these ones. And it's just a chicken, and you can do whatever you want. Again, the toppings are endless because it's a pizza. I was trying to be quick because I was running out of time when I told my brother to get to my place for 3 o'clock, and at this point it's like 2:15. But the pizzas came out fantastic. You put them in the oven. Oh, I added tomatoes as well on a couple of them. I didn't go crazy, but I figured, bruschetta has the tomatoes on there and that tastes really good. So I threw some on a couple of them and they came out fantastic. This is exactly the way that I wanted them to come out. A little bit of a crisp, not overdone. Cheese is melted perfectly. On to the next thing. Charcuterie board. I always do these for other people, but I never make one for myself. This year was different. I actually am doing these things for myself, and I found myself rushing, and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. I am the guest. There's no time limit on this. So I had to have a woosah moment and just calm myself down and take my time. I got the pre-packaged cheese just to be time efficient. I mean, you can get a block of cheese, but this makes it easier. I stack as many as I wanted to. I think I did 4 in this case. And then I just cut this and broke them up. And I had the other, what is this cheese called? I can't even remember. Laughing Cow. And this is the herb and garlic flavor. I took a couple of those and I broke them up just to add a little bit of texture to the board. And I thought that it was a little more visually appealing. I started off the board with the grapes. I didn't even say anything about the grapes, sorry. And then I went into my crackers, then my cheeses, then my tomatoes, and now I'm doing some blueberries. You don't have to be perfect when you're doing a charcuterie board. Add whatever you want, whatever you like. If you don't want fruit, do vegetables, do crackers. You can do cookies and whatever it is. It's just the way that you lay everything out. This I kept super simple, even though I added strawberries and raspberries, and I sliced up some oranges and added that to it. If you want to make it look fancy, you can, all the areas where you can see the board on the bottom, you can always add some edible leaves, or you can put anything else to make it look really pretty. Again, this was just for me, so I didn't invest too much time with adding to it. Next time I think I'll have the grapes falling over the side. I think that would be gorgeous. Mashed stuffed potatoes. Now I score my potatoes before I boil them because I find that if I do it after I boil them, it's very difficult and I tend to break them apart because these potatoes, as you can see, they're not exactly made for stuffing, so they're a bit more narrow. I would have had to cut a small piece or cut it in half in the top a little bit and allow that to expand when it boils or bakes and then scoop it out. And I didn't have no time for all that. So I scored it before time and then I put them in the oven and I let them boil. This is always a hit. Now, normally when I do the potatoes themselves, I like to add tuna to the inner pieces. This is what it looks like when it's all scooped out. So this is the part I'm talking about, adding the tuna, because I do have some shrimp that I cut up really small and I added some green onions to it. This is normally where I would add other seasonings, a bit of peppers, and I also like to add a can of tuna to kind of give it that more seafood sort of taste. You can also add chunks of crab or lobster to this as well. I kept it simple. My son does not like tuna, so I was like, you know what, this is for everybody. Mashed everything up, stuffed my potatoes, baked it, and I sliced a whole shrimp in half and put it on top. And this is what my tablescape looked like, guys. This is how my 42nd birthday table spread is. I loved everything. Again, balloons are from TEMU. I'll list it in the description, and I'll see you all in the very next video.